you obviously don't have one of those stresses in the whole 9 to 5. So going to work and rushing back, you don't rush back because I'm assuming you're running your own property business. So as you guys know, I don't know anything about property. My mum tried to get me into it years ago. I just wasn't interested. I'm still not interested. So why should I invest in property? And what's the benefit of doing it if I have little to no savings?
Wow. Okay. So I guess it's more about, not necessarily about why you should invest in property, but why you would want a different path, a different outcome in terms of a vehicle that creates wealth. So people go to their job basically to earn money, or it's a vocation that they're so passionate about, they don't care about what kind of money they make from it. They just can't wait to go and fulfill their purpose by going to that job. Very, very, very few people fall into that latter. Yeah, exactly. Into that latter category. So if you think about people who are going to their job to make money, there are many other ways that you can make money without actually exchanging your time for it, right? So as a human being, all you got on the planet is the air in your lungs and the time that you're here. So property is more a vehicle that can give you choices. And there's only 3 vehicles that you can choose. So there's the stock market, businesses, and property. So you don't even need to be that interested in any of them, to be honest. You just need to see it for what it is. And that is, it's just property is just a box that's going to make you money. Business is just a vehicle that's going to make you money, as is the stock market, right? So it's not a case of why property. It's more, do you want a different vehicle to the one that you're currently experiencing right now, which is either the job or you're self-employed or whatever it might be. So I guess that's the first question you need to answer is, if you're happy in your job and you can see yourself working that job for the rest of your life and all that stuff, then carry on. There's no reason to change. People change their vehicles when there is either a pain that they need to try and move away from, or there's a desire that's so strong that they must fulfill it, right?
Yeah. Push and pull.
Yeah. So I guess, Indy, if you're completely fulfilled in your life and how you earn money, then there is no reason for you to invest in property. Bottom line.
Well, it's not about the whole thing about being in fulfillment. It was more so, I've got other easily accessible options, like potentially just jumping on an app and jumping on the stock market. That's something that's a lot easier. The same thing with that in cryptocurrencies. I can set it up in minutes. The property side of thing is a long slug. Like, you have to really sit down, put some time aside, know what you're doing, etc. Don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of fuck ups in the stock market world and whatnot. That's also a real thing. So there's nothing without risk. I get that, but the whole time aspect of trying to get into property and knowing which is the right one to go for and all those things, that's, I think, is a bit of a barrier to entry. That's sort of a bit of the unknown that a lot of people my age don't really know about.
Karen, why don't you tell your bit of the story about the first 7 years of investing and how many properties you bought?
Yeah, so I thought that getting wealthy in my later life, it was going to be property. You know, I lived in an era where jumping on an app and doing cryptocurrency didn't exist. Didn't know anything about buying or investing in businesses. So I just figured, well, it's either working in a job or investing in an asset like a property. So it was 10 years to get seven properties. And I would call them properties. I wouldn't call them deals. And there's a very big difference between buying a property and buying a deal, right? One is, going to give you long-term wealth and short-term cash flow. And the other one is luck of the draw speculation. So yeah, I did the old-fashioned thing of working in my job, saving, so that I then had a deposit to then buy a property, because that was the only way I knew how to buy property. You need a deposit, you need a mortgage, and then you have a property there. Great. And that's why it took so long for me to get seven. And it was seven between me and my now husband, Nick. And we were kind of fumbling our way through it. And we thought we were doing brilliant because we were comparing ourselves to everyone else around us. So our colleagues at work and our school friends or uni friends, none of them were investing in property. So we were like, cool. I think we're doing all right here.